Have you ever felt like you were created for more? Like there was a bigger purpose waiting for you to step into? Welcome to A Dose of Belief, the podcast that fuels your faith, sharpens your mindset, and equips you to boldly live in your purpose. Each week, I'll bring powerful insights, set up dynamic interviews with high achievers, entrepreneurs, and leaders who turn belief into breakthrough. This isn't just motivation, it's your weekly reminder that you were made to make a difference. I'm your host, Christian Martinez, and you are listening to A Dose of Belief. Welcome back to another episode of A Dose of Belief. Let's take a minute to really appreciate that intro. I love that intro. But on a serious note, I wanted to talk to you guys today about why you need to master your energy, why your energy determines your success. You know, when I lived in Japan, one of the things that I really enjoyed outside of the culture was my ability to get in what I felt was the best shape of my life. And it was interesting because it came with a lot of sacrifices. I got up really early. I was really focused on being successful in my career. I was being focused on getting really healthy. I had an injury a few years back, probably like 2 years prior to going to Japan. And my knee was in a recovery state. So I wanted to get better. I wanted to start running again. I wanted to do a lot of things that I was doing prior to the injury. And so I would get up every morning and I'd go to the gym. And my routine would go something like this. I'd get up at 4. I'd do my devotional. I'll pray. I get my mind right. And then I'd be at the gym at 4:30. Now, what happens at that time of the morning is that you normally run into the people that are truly committed. You don't run into your average Joes working out at 4 a.m. You don't work out. You don't get there and work out and see somebody just kind of hanging around. Like, these people are serious, and they're usually there for like probably 2 hours. So they get there at 4 so that when the crowd gets there at 6, they're leaving, right? And so I started getting there early. I started working out, and I found myself just really trying to get fit. I started working out with a friend of mine, and he was phenomenal. He was a really, really good friend. He became kind of like my best friend while I was there, and we would work out every morning. So we'd like get there, we'd park together, we'd talk. We started actually praying about like life, our families, and our health. And what started to happen is I started to struggle. There were some days that I was better, some days that I was not. And I started asking all of these guys that were lifting consistently what got them to where they were. And some of these guys were professional. I mean, these guys had won fitness competition, physique competition, bodybuilding competitions. And so for me, I valued their perspective. I valued their opinion. And it's so funny because I got a variety of answers. Some of them were like, when do you lift? And because one of the guys, he talked about he would do cardio in the morning. So he'd do like a fasting cardio in the morning, and then he would lift in the evenings. Then this other guy asked, what's your recovery like? You know, what is your workout? And then what is your recovery like? And then another guy asked, what is your workout like? Are you compounding muscles? Are you doing just one muscle? Those things matter. Another guy asked about my diet. And I think the biggest thing that I realized is that different things work for different people. So one of them even joked about it might just be me. Like, I might just have bad genetics. And that one actually stung a little bit because I was like, hey, listen, I've always been told that I'm short, but bad genetics hasn't been one of them. So I started thinking about different questions. And then I ran into a friend of mine that he wasn't into bodybuilding, but he was really good about fitness, right? He was very conditioned, doing really well. And one of the things that stood out to me was when we started working together, because I saw him in the gym, I would see him working out, and then he actually had the opportunity to come work with me, and I ended up being one of his mentors. It was interesting because I started asking him questions, and he said, listen, I've seen you working out, and I'll be honest with you, I think one of the things that might be holding you back, and I'm like, here we go. might be my genetics, might be my diet, whatever that is. And he got real serious and he said, listen, I was struggling for a long time because of my levels. And so I said, what do you mean? He said, listen, I went to the doctor, I got some blood work done, and here's what I found out. So I went through and I started talking to him about that. And I was like, man, that's pretty serious, right? I didn't realize how important your levels were. So he said, let me tell you what's even more important. And so what ended up happening is he wanted to basically share with me everything that he discovered. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to show you what I found out. So I went to the doctors and I started asking some questions. I was like, listen, I've been working out and I realized that I haven't been losing weight. I have a pretty good diet. Here's what my workout looks like. And they're like, okay, good. Let's run some numbers. And what I found out was that my testosterone level was actually really, really low. And this is what it looked like. My testosterone level was that of a 9-year-old. So my testosterone level at that time should have been in the thousands, right? So if you look at the 20 to 39-year-old, it's the lowest should be 400, the highest should be 1,000. Mine was at 11. Now, this is concerning because at that point, my testosterone levels shouldn't have been that low. Now, look, even up to the age of 70, your level should not be that low. So I was struggling and I was tired because of how my testosterone levels were. Now, the concern initially was that, maybe it was something medical that was more serious. Maybe it could have been something that was in my mind. Maybe it was something like cancer. It could have been a variety of things. I will tell you what's really important is that you get yourself checked. And the reason why I talk about this is because there's a lot of people that go through life and never get themselves checked. And they're struggling because they are not there energy-wise. And so here's what I will tell you. If you want to be successful in life, I challenge you to make sure that your energy is in the right place. So how can you do this? Now, outside of the medical stuff, there's a few things that you can do to control what you do and how you show up. So here is what I recommend. I recommend that you focus on the controllables. What does your nutrition and diet look like, right? What does your exercise look like? I would say when you exercise, it should be a variety. When you're young, you can do heavy lifting. When you get older, you want to do more calisthenics, more kind of like body weight workouts, more not necessarily cardiovascular in the sense of high intensity, but maybe walking, maybe biking, maybe rowing, different things to get your body active. Swimming is a very good exercise. But another thing that's important is sleep, something that I never really actually valued or gave it enough attention was my sleep schedule. And so I will tell you, it's important that you understand these things. Another thing that you can control is the frequency. How often do you work out? What type of workout? And I will say that if you can focus on these things, your energy level will be better. Your performance will be better. And this will be in every aspect of your life. And I think that this is one of those things that as an entrepreneur now, and while I was in the service for 23 years, I wish I would have given it more attention. I wish I would have been more serious about my energy levels because it would have determined how I showed up and my performance. So now this is something that I take very serious. This is something that I'm very intentional about because most people try to win while being exhausted. Now imagine an Olympic athlete showing up and being exhausted. They're not going to perform well. Listen, I will tell you, to get to a Olympic style level, to get to a NBA type level, to get to an NFL type level, you have to be mindful. Listen, one of the people that I love watching, even at this level, is LeBron James. And the reason I say that is because of the way that he takes care of his body. There's so many people that give this man a hard time about, oh, he chokes and all about this and having super teams. Listen, to play at that level and win is extremely difficult. To play at that level for that long of a time is a work of art. It's a masterpiece. And what I will tell you is, in order for you to do anything, for a long period of time, you need to have the right energy. And so my challenge to you is to make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure that you take care of your body, because this is not a discipline thing. This is a love and compassion thing. I remember talking to my friend, Dr. Kanisha, and I did an interview with her, and I'll share that here with you guys. But it was really awesome to really hear her story and her journey. Listen, it wasn't about being disciplined. Like a lot of people say you need to be disciplined to lose weight. Really, it's about, do you truly, truly love yourself? Are you being gentle and kind to yourself? And the way that you do that is by being intentional and mindful of how you take care of your body. Today's episode is brought to you by Leadership Legacy, our impact partner sponsor. Leadership Legacy exists to help organizations grow from the inside through leadership training, customer service development, and culture transformation. Their approach is interactive, immersive, and values-driven, creating experiences that don't just inspire, but actually stick. If you're serious about excellence and bringing the best out of your people, Leadership Legacy is a trusted partner. They equip leaders, empower teams, and enrich cultures. To find out more, you can check out the show notes or go to www.christianrmartinez.com/culture and get to know a little bit more about their business. Now, let's get back to the show. All right. Thank you guys for being here and tuning in to our interview with a special friend of mine, Dr. Kanisha Williams. Say hi to our friend.
Hello.
We're excited because one of the things that we talk about in the entrepreneurial journey and in life is that not everything is as easy as it looks, right? People give you this highlight reel, they talk about all of the easy things, but one of the things that I wanted to share with you was what optimization truly looks like. And Dr. Kanisha is a great model of what that looks like. So tell us a little bit about you and your journey, just for people to get a little bit of background about it.
Yeah, so there's a whole lot you can know about me, but I think for this purpose is I have struggled with weight my entire life, right? I remember being on SlimFast as a little girl. If you know your fifth grade, they call out your weight. I was the only one that was in the three figures, 120 pounds. Everyone else, 50 pounds, 75 pounds, and that memory's in my mind. Yeah. So struggled with the weight my whole life. I was in a marriage, and so of course there was a problem there. There was not any happiness from the other person concerning that. So then I began to get a complex, even more than what I had. So unfortunately got divorced, and then I just had to find my own place and space where my health began to be important to me for me, right? Not because I was trying to get a spouse or a man or a relationship, like it meant something for me because I wanted to feel good. And so it took me a lot of ups and downs to get to that spot, but I believe I'm finally there.
Awesome. So that's one of the things that I really wanted to get into, because when it comes to optimizing your life, it's never going to look like, the same for everybody. But what we talk about in the book is just giving you the right principles so that you can apply it to your life. So she struggled with weight, but one of the things that she did was she built a plan. Yeah. And then that's what we're going to talk about here next is it wasn't just one plan. It was multiple plans, right? Yeah. But you stuck to it and you kept believing in yourself that you were going to get there. So tell us a little bit about the plans and how that worked.
Okay, SlimFast plan, up, grade, down, build. I used to bodybuild, so we did chicken and rice and broccoli and pretended like that was the best thing since sliced bread until it wasn't, right? Did Nutrisystem, did commercials for Nutrisystem. They flew me out multiple places, lost 85 pounds. It was great until I gained the weight back. But it was really something internally. Yeah. Because whatever plan you work, the plan is always going to work if you work it, right? Yeah. So there was something, there had to be a connect on the inside, internally for me, for really like to work. Yeah. Like there was something deep in me where I had to go there. So whatever plan you have, it's going to work. So stop looking for the good plan. What we need is what's happening between our two ears, and it's got to be meaningful for you, not for a spouse, not for your kids. It has to be meaningful for you. Like what's going to be your legacy when you lose that weight, right?
Absolutely.
Or when you get into the health.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not weight, it's just that we're not healthy.
Absolutely.
And then maybe that's connected to weight. So it's got to be meaningful to us,
Yeah.
because I think that's what's going to make it lasting. Anything kind of outside of that, we could say we can do for our kids, but what happens when your kids are grown and gone? Then what, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be for you because you're worth it.
Yeah.
Like, we have to know that we're valuable.
Absolutely. And I think one thing that stuck out to me while you were saying that is, you know, having a plan is great, but what are your behaviors?
Yes.
Right? And so I think that's the thing that stuck out to me. It was about 3 years ago, we were having a conversation,
Yeah.
and I was telling you how impressed I was just watching your journey and how consistent you had been. And it was funny, and you were like, look, I have to bring my own chicken. I have to do these certain things to stay consistent, right? And so it was all about
Yeah.
being consistent, but
Yeah.
you were changing your behavior.
Yeah.
You were constantly saying that I needed to do this for me
Yeah.
because of where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And now you're having a 6-figure business, amazing entrepreneur, retired as a principal.
Yes.
And you know, but people think that it's going to be easy, and
Right.
it's not.
Yeah.
Right. So is there anything that you want to leave for the audience to
Yeah.
just know when it comes to never giving up and
Yeah.
optimizing their life that you'd like to share?
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be easy. Like John Maxwell, both of our
Yeah.
mentors, everything worthwhile is up the hill.
Yeah.
You have to know that you're worth it. You have to know that you are worth it. I'm going to say that for the third time. You are worth it, right? Like, anything that we believe that's worth it, we'll pay the price for it. So we like expensive things because we think it's worth it. You're worth it. So you're worth the hardness, you're worth the time, you're worth the effort, and whatever you're trying to optimize, whether it's your workspace or whether it's your physical space, right? You are worth it. So know that, and you're the most valuable thing that you have to you on this earth. Not your kids. We know we love your kids. Not your spouse, not your money. You are the most valuable thing that you have. And this physical body, this temple, without that, nothing else matters. So it's got to be, you're worth it, but we're worth this space. Like, this space, if you want to be smaller, then be smaller. You have the opportunity to do that. It's in our hands. We're not a victim.
No. Never.
It's not the best plan. It is what's happening between our 2 ears. Because what's happening between your 2 ears, that's what changes your behavior. Changing behavior alone does nothing.
Yeah.
You'll lose some weight, but it'll come back like mind spiral.
Absolutely.
When
Yeah.
you change up here and know that you're worth it, and then your body, your physical temple is what you live in 24/7.
Absolutely.
Listen, there's a life on the other side of this. I know I was 300 pounds. 300. Not 1, not 2, but 300. And there's life on the other side of the comma, folks. And it's worth jumping that comma so that you can optimize and live the best life. Because I promise you, when you feel good, it's not about being vain, but there's a different flow.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a completely different flow when you know that you're doing your best.
Absolutely. So with that, one thing that I want to leave with you is know that I'll never give up on me.
How are you eating? What are you drinking? How are you showing up every day? Are you getting enough rest? Are you working out? Listen, there's a lot of people that live this life and they don't work out, but they look good. And it's because they maybe eat well, they maybe take care of their rest schedule. So my challenge for you is that I want you to understand that health is not a luxury. It's something that you need to take serious. Self-care is your responsibility. And I will tell you that we can't build a big life from a depleted plate. Now, I hope that this episode serves you. I hope this episode helps you. And what I want to talk to you about in our next episode is what's so important about not only what you're eating, but your environment. So I look forward to connecting with you. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. And I love to hear in the comments if this struck a nerve, if this was helpful, and what you would like to hear about in future episodes. As we wrap up, if today's episode sparked a dose of belief in you, don't let it stop there. Belief grows when it's shared and lived out. You can tune in weekly for conversations that strengthen your mindset, sharpen your leadership, and encourage you to keep moving forward. And if this episode encouraged you, consider sharing it with someone who could use a reminder to believe again. If you'd like to go a step further, you can also become an impact sponsor, helping us continue this work beyond the podcast. Through your support, we help feed the homeless, partner with schools to provide leadership training, and create opportunities that truly make an impact. And if you're ready to deepen your own belief, consider grabbing a copy of Unstoppable Belief, available at unstoppablebelief.com or on Amazon. Thank you for being a part of this community. Until next time, keep believing, keep growing, and keep moving forward.